Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel. I am still just kind of coming down a little bit from the adrenaline that I was on from today's game in my 2001 payoff pitch baseball season replay, which you guys should go check out on the channel. That was a hell of a game. Possibly the game of the year, but we'll see what happens when we get to that. But I'm not here to talk about that. What we're here to do now is to catch up on a few product unboxings, as we're going to take a look at a new game that came in as part of a delivery unboxing. We're going to take a look at Veilwraith by All or Nothing Productions. First, let's take a look at the back. The hush settled across the land beneath the obsidian skies. There was a hissing from the trees as they recoiled from the broiling mists, branches curling up and twisting them into ash, then blowing away on the breeze. As the stars faded in the sky, the terrible silence was deafening. Suddenly, a depthless chasm ripped the ground asunder, as though giant hands had torn the earth apart. Buildings and entire sheets buckled and fell into the abyss along with screaming hordes of bodies. The plates of the earth shrieked and shifted, and as the giant mountains of land that had been thrown into the sky descended, a fathomless ash cloud filled the air. And so, the world ended. Veilwraith is a fantasy card game set after the end of the world, featuring deck-building elements for one player. It can also be played multiplayer with up to 4 players, where each player must have their own copy of the game. Veilwraith is played over a series of games or vignettes, which together make up a campaign. In each vignette, the player, as the Veilwraith, must collect 5 keys and defeat all of that vignette's foes, all whilst evading the watchful eye of the Archfiend. Once they have completed all of their objectives, the Veilwraith must race to reach the portal in time to escape back beyond the veil and win the game. Okay, let's look at the side here. A Veil Odyssey game, not sure what that means. 1 player, ages 14 plus, 30 minutes. So good Wednesday night content or weeknight off-season content. Anyway, let's get the plastic wrap off. It's not necessarily shrink wrap. We'll lift that out. Looks like dark artwork at a glance, but let's pull the box off and see what we've actually got in here. We've got the catalog. Evening Jester. I'm gonna catch up on a few product unboxings here tonight. Got some games that are in my current cart at Noble Knight. Okay. We've got the rulebook, which we'll give our cursory thumb through to. All of our tokens, baggies, threats, which will probably be explained in the rulebook. Actually, these might be dividers, now that I look at it. Our various tarot cards, which I'm surprised they're sealed. The art style actually looks pretty cool. I kind of like this art style that All or Nothing has. Not sure what these tokens are for. I'm also not sure the insert's going to survive once I figure out if I'm sleeving this game or not. I've got to be careful about not punching the tokens, because I'm not ready to deal with that yet. But that's pretty much everything in the box. So let's give the rulebook our cursory thumb through. We'll zoom in on the rulebook and we'll take a peek. Okay. So the card game for one player is the Veilwraith. A little bit of intro story that I'm not going to go through here. Let's see. Veilwraith immediately loses the game if the connection to the world is severed, if they run out of spirit or encounter the Archfiend. Okay, so if the Veilwraith loses the game, they lose 1 silver ribbon, a mysterious vestige connecting them into what remains of this broken world, and must restart the same vignette. Actually, let me bring the camera a little bit further into focus here. I don't want to zoom in too far. So it looks like there's something built in against... Good thing I'm not getting many new games in 2026. Well, it's early in the year, and I can still very easily slam the brakes on new stuff coming in. Okay. Options to start the new campaign. Then we've got our components. This is explaining what they're all for. Just keeping an eye on my finger because I actually cut it pretty good when I was looking at the immersion blender for Mystical Munchies. How to set everything up. Gameplay. Looks like the cards are memories in this case. Then we've got explaining how the actions work. Game end, which is complete each game in the campaign. The campaign itself, how that all works. We've got our glossary. Looks like competitive play, but again, everybody needs to have their own individual copy of the game, so this is probably going to be a solo-only game. And an index with a round summary, so very cool on that. And that is everything in the box for Veilwraith, a Veil Odyssey game, other zoom out Phoenix, by All or Nothing. Got some more product unboxings coming tonight. I want to get caught up on these, and then I'll plug what all is coming up after the last unboxing for the night is done. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone.